think I like starting it jiggling and trying to get it just in the right space, as I do. And I think it makes more sense to get it jiggling this time. Just let it jiggle with it. Let it jiggle with it. There it is. Here we are. Here's looking at you, kids. Oh, a little bit of wobbliness. That works too. Jiggliness, wobbliness. We're going back. We dove into some dark, deep waters yesterday, and sometimes that has to be done when one is doing the poetess gig for 365. Then there are bound to be days when the feeling alive feels like a lot. So that's my thoughts on that. But now we're bouncing back to a few days ago. Definitely losing track. I mean, who can know? But a few days ago, in the fallen apples upon the ground, speaking about Momo, I think it was only like 2 days ago. It's blurring. It's certainly blurring. These are jangling too. Jimblin, jangling. As are these. They're wavering. When I waver. Or this fancy number just because it felt right. Felt vibrant. Felt vivacious. So I went for it. And I'm trying to show you how my table matches my pillow just to be a goof. So there it is. Now you know the truth. Matches. It's all put together. It's all meant to be there. Or is it? I dare you to figure out the answer. So yeah, we're going back to Momo Thoughts. And she gave me a lot. And is one of many companion, homie, friend, inspiration, muse, never want to lose, always tells me the truth, people that I write down everything they say and try to capture it in a bottle that I later weave my own words into and call poetry. Ship in a bottle. Build it with the little tweezers and take what people say and make it mean something in the soul of you. Hold it. Hold on to it. Yeah, and I wore the tiger because that's the fierceness. The fierceness. Yeah, we'll get into that. So this is just more, getting more power back. Being surrounded by plants. People love you. In the core of themselves. See, even just this wobbling, she knows me. She knows my OCD. I have to have the plants and the table steady and sturdy in order to go on this journey. Now we're ready. Charge ahead. Charge forth. So it was kind of like us. There's too much information we want to get in when we're on the phone. I was like, I gotta write my poem. I'm trying to write down everything you say. I'm gonna go get bit by mosquitoes. Either way out there, I know that's gonna go down and the sun will set and they will set forth upon me, the skeeters, blood feeders. So I was like, I gotta get going and I gotta get through this. But I just really wanted to capture it all. And she was like, that's you and me, Teal. It's like we're in kindergarten. Like, hey, Ma, I made this for you. Like, it's very important. And it is. Very important each time. But I told her I wanted to be dealing in terabytes instead of gigabytes. And I think I have the right that the giga is smaller. Just whatever the biggest file is. I wanted to be, excuse me, plant. Poking. Okay. I wanted to be downloading as big of bytes as I could into her lobes. And there's just always so much to know and see and say and feel. Too much. Especially between her and I. Just fathoms. Fathoms. More than you can fathom. Down many fathoms. Whole train, truckloads. Matrix truckloads. To behold. So here it is. That's where the title came from. Oh, and she fed it to me like it was already poetry. I wove some of myself through it in rhyming ways, as I do. She was quite inebriated. No, it's the truth, and she wants us to be in trueth. Remember blue trueth with an E? She wants to feel the type of free she wants to feel without the need for any of that stuff, that extra on top, that sprinkle. But she's hungry, she's a person. She may be the most hungry person I know, as in for life. And so the pouring icing upon the top that we do as we seek what we need, her and I need more. It's like Cody says, I'm a woman, I need more. I'm done apologizing for it, and then I go back to apologizing for it. But it's just that. It's that hunger. I understand that hunger, but I think it's important because it's the core of the story, and we have to tell our true stories. And then make up a bunch of other ones about random crazy half alien, half fairy people, right? Someday, some night. So, it's called It's Like Kindergarten. Like, hey, Ma, I made this for you. I ask for permission to use her words. She assures me that she gives them to me openly. Tell them my life, she says. Yell it out. Be like, Momo said this weird shit. Use the words for something. Utilize me. Utilize it. She's wandering up and down the streets of a place unknown to her, on the phone with me, out making a stir while others just watch and sit. Teal, how did I ever fit in these human outfits? Like, what is this clothing shit? I'm smushing my butt. I'm walking like I got the hips of a penguin. She is so funny and raw. Much to my chagrin, she and I are always beginning at the beginning. 'Cause we still need to get around to winning that big prize that'll translate all the story gems and plot stems jutting out behind our eyes, trying to escape into some fruition of fate we keep praying for, but getting doors and gates slammed in our faces about. We're sick of doubters and opinion shouters and know-all-abouters. We're sick of blouse grabbers and dirty louse dudes who think they matter 'cause their offices are big. Sick of snorting pigs in Armani suits. Sick to the gills of the well-to-dos who always expect you to prove it thrice. Sick of being the mice to their not-so-nice cat jaws. Sick to fucking death of being in the claws of class division and the deep soul incision of somebody always blathering how you just have to want it bad enough. Stuff that in your Range Rover and poke yourself with a red-hot poker while you're at it. We got combative when they told us to brand ourselves. Hell, we were paying them to tell us that. We sat staring at the others while they all filed into a uniform line. We said, we're fine here. We'll go last. It angers them when you sidestep protocol like you're some pain in the ass when what you actually are is more than they'll ever fucking know the half of. She's wandering and laughing about lost love. I imagine she's roaming through the foliage of the homes of the suburbs there, but she calls it the forest. We need a whole fucking symphony and an angel chorus for the stories we want to tell. It's just as well they made us perform on cue about whether or not to be. She stops suddenly, in her hilarity, to say, I see it all right. I see it there. It's a tree, and it's looking at me. I exist, 'cause it exists. Neither of us are free unless both of us are. She and I, We're already fucking stars. I don't care what they say. Don't care about the 5-star rating online games they play with our fucking heads. We led packs of wild ones away from that trash ass, they said. So we said, that trash ass, they said, so we said. That's all supposed to be one phrase. We led packs of wild ones away from that trash ass, they said, so we said. Fame is as dead as group dancing. We took chances no one else took. We'll never play by the goddamn book. She's in the tree nook now. I don't know how she holds all that power. Her electricity is berserk. She laughs wildly, considering her next move, saying, like, bitch, what am I gonna do? Go to work? For your money, bitch? What? People choose easy this or that paths like good girl or slut. They're in the rut of predictable thinking. They're blinking at their phones, then pretending they're paying attention in the least bit. Like, you saw the tree, but you didn't see it the way I saw it, she tells me. Teal, here's the funny bit. I just saw a motherfucker out here punching leaves, okay? Trying to punch the leaves. Like, dude, who are you with this behavior? Even Muhammad Ali float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Like, he isn't out there punching leaves. I love to hear her laughter, though I wish it didn't come after imbibing so. Yet I know she's been thrown into so much strife. She tells me sweetly, Teal, I'm cleansing my grip on life. Well, that's a magic stone I found for her to channel magic into and extract magic from. As well as thumb, finger, palm, and soul meditate. As well as a source of invocation and advice on deviation to the plan. A tool for the hand and the self. She says she has it on a shelf soaking in peroxide and worries people she lets inside her space will disrupt the process of its cleansing. She's describing how she defends this soaking rock, her grip, having a laughing fit saying, I'm like, yes, I know you're curious, don't touch it. It has a fragile ecosystem of juju. I'm foreboding but mysterious, telling them, you can't put your fingers all over it. It's already eroding, honey. I'm gonna save it. It got a little tarnished because I got a little tarnished. Even our grips on life can get their mystical varnish worn down. She speaks to the drowning level of stress she's been through. She compares it to a song. Remember? Ani DeFranco asks you if you wanted the easy way out. You respond to the mirror, no. And she just pulls you through the mirror by the neck like, okay, well then, here we go. Into the dark woods, bitch. I understand, of course, expressing the hitch in my own giddy-up, the rough force of constant opposition and the resulting pain. She tells me, that overabundance in your brain, Teal, drain it. Don't waste it. They all try to force things on you, Teal, their ideas, their ideals. I wish I was there. I'd grab them and be like, stop. She doesn't want that. She doesn't need what you're feeding her. She needs water and a hug. She probably needs some weed, okay? Stop pushing my mighty little Teal. Psychic ass little Tealio, you know? She tells everyone to be a healthy witch, but nobody knows. I snuck her some bacon in the backyard. Eat the bacon when you want it. Want it, Teal. And flaunt your crazy ass. Nothing is supposed to be as hard as people project it to be, Tealy. She went right into monologues when we hopped on the phone, so she hilariously adds, oh, hello. Hello, sorry, normal greetings and all. Hey, hi, I didn't see you there. Yes, I did, Teal. No one misses you. 'Cause you're fucking Teal. I'm telling you, I can't take any more days without you all up in my face. The world mostly sucks, and I'm like, hey, sun, moon, bring this lady over here to me. Teal, I'd probably hold you for like 72 hours. And you'd be like, Momo, I need some water. And I'd be like, no, I'm taking you to the zoo. Teal, I practically live at the fucking zoo. It's right there for me, for you. No one wants to make all the little animal voices, the voices for the animals, you know. They don't want to do that alone. But I can just toss pebbles and hit eager skinny white boys. Why do I love them? I just throw a rock and I'm like, hey, skinny white boy, come this way. And they come this way. The sway of a bad bitch's single finger come hither motion. God, I miss sitting at the ocean with her. I miss sitting at the ocean with her and listening to her make every thought beautiful commotion. She goes along with my unsaid thought saying, this one guy, Teal, I'm losing my mind over it. He has Tyrannosaurus teeth tattooed on his forehead and on his chin, like he's being eaten constantly. He told me I was black girl magic. I'll have to just beg his girlfriend to please let me have a little bit of it. She swerves her thoughts. Remember, Teal, when you let everyone else go ahead? And then you just leaned on the wall and let them wait in line, looking all the same. And then you wrangled a movie star because you're a fucking magic bitch. I told her, yes, I do. Very distinctly so. A crowning achievement of mine, I'd say. She continues, like, hi, I'm Teal. Just over here shimmering, like, oh, go ahead. You go ahead. I'm gonna get exactly what the fuck I came for. She swerves back into the previous lane. Anyway, T-Rex tattoo boy, I can't have. He said he's gonna play me a track for my birthday. He said it's gonna be a deep cut, cause I'm a fucking fan. He's like a beat-making man. The span of her thoughts is too large to cover. I take as many notes as I can. She talks about how terrible people get what they want all the time. Theatrically imagining confronting them all, she says, if I didn't care about human beings, I would annihilate you. Just so hard to get through to anyone, too. Like, everyone has to be cooler than thou. I don't even get coolness anymore. I'm not sure what personality I'm being sold. Like, should I wear more bold colors? Color trends? Get stripper tits? Longer nails? Fake hair with bleached ends? What does Instagram want me to pretend to be? Women who buy those personality packages, I'm like, but wait, who even are you, though? This bitch told me she couldn't go to a party because she didn't have her armpits waxed, Teal. Oh, and then her man walked in and I was like, please never complain to me about anything ever. Not one thing ever, ever. Like, you're good. That's your man? Go to the party, bitch. She giggles loudly at her own joke, shouting, I'm literally shaking a tree right now. Come on, Teal. We'll eat everyone. You know, I just go harder into myself because people expect me to be cool. She's still shaking the tree. Suddenly a muffled voice is telling her she's on their property. She's being scolded. Her tone changes. Classic actor training. Refraining from being reactive, she says, I do apologize. It's a gorgeous tree. I'm gonna go over here. This is very awkward, I must say. I was in your tree. I do apologize for that, but we're good, you know? I just couldn't resist. This lush tree standing here lonely. I'm gonna go chase the sun. You enjoy that tree. See, Teal, she tells me, this is how I learn to not piss off white people, even when I'm shaking their goddamn tree. This very sweet, very specific voice you must use. I learned a lot from how you talked to that cop in LA when we were hanging the banner and he caught us. We were hanging over that private property. You were just like so sugar voiced. Like, hey, this is what's true right now. We're hanging this banner in the name of peace, okay, because that's what we need, and that is what we're doing here. But it's all okay. It's all gonna be okay. Like, I'm a nice person. Momo is a great person. See, like, you can pretty much just tell we're cool. And he smiled and gave you the peace sign and walked away. Like, it was like you were talking to a small child or an animal, and you taught me that's also how you talk to celebrities. It works like a charm, Teal. She definitely disarmed that dude from being mad about her shaking his tree. Her thoughts are just bouncing, wild and free. Look, Tealy, I'm going to tell you this, then stop talking because I'm being like a narcissist or something. Okay. I bought this dress the other day. A red dress. I don't really buy dresses, you know. Certainly not red dresses. It's a specific woman thing to choose to wear your red dress. And my ex said, "Wow, that dress is wearing you." He meant it as a compliment, I guess. But I think I might burn it. The dress. She jumps back to our banner hanging night. Remember, Teal? Our banner hanging days. We hung many of them. Remember, Teal, we met my boyfriend back then at the CVS the night we were going to hang our banner. Man, remember? You got left with my fucking one night into the relationship orange-haired boyfriend, and I somehow ended up with his Sudanese roommate stuck upstairs. And we were with his dad and like 20 aunties, and his dad was like some polygamist king figure, I think. You would have had more fun there. You were so excited, though, fangirling out about your rapper lady, Leslie, from Leslie and the LYs. Check it out. You were so excited fangirling about your rapper lady, Leslie. So we knew she was in the house, right? Because you saw her shoes in the living room, her gold sparkly shoes, and you just knew. We learned that night that my new boyfriend's other roommate was her brother. So you're trying to catch her coming out of one of those rooms. You know, she's just there being a normal person in her sweatpants, like eating pizza. And you're like, "Hey, I'm Teal. I too can be a normal person." And her mom was kind of sizing you up because you were such a fan. She was like vetting you, like security. But she liked your energy. We got separated though because the parents assumed the ethnic people were together and the white people were together. We were in a British miscommunication sitcom in between trying to be revolutionaries. All true. We were so young, Teal. We were so young. She leaps into the fun and mystery of newly appointed singlehood. She leaps into the fun and mystery of newly appointed singlehood. I live vicariously a bit through her intensity sampling. Teal, I was getting kissed by this gorgeous French woman. Like really French. All the men wanted her and she didn't want shit from them. I'm like, who am I? What else do I even need? She's working on a hip tattoo that wraps around, like all the way around her hip. She let me touch her. Ooh, like not many people get to touch her. She showed me her tattoo. Like, ooh, baby, I have no qualms about it. Like, okay, I'm going to be your yoga cushion. Then there was this pretty boy pushing the limits of acceptable attractiveness. I'm going to tell you this right now. He had on a red leather jacket. Like, okay, so this Rat Pack motherfucker looking Jared or Jason or Johnny. I ask him what he does, and he says, "I'm an actor." And I'm like, "Nope, I'm out. It's too much," she shouts. I'm like, "Get out. This fucking Walking John Hughes movie. No, I don't need these movie feelings. You showing up wearing these jeans with this jacket. It's offensive. And you just know every girl gonna fuck him. He's playing pool with other Johns and Cliftons and Collins with all these girls swarming. He was irresponsibly hot. I was like, I'm gonna write you a ticket. Like, go home. I won't call you Johnny. Okay, maybe I will if you ask nicely. Her laugh is so mighty it massages my brain. "Teal," she tells me seriously, "someone offered me a real chance to scream at the moon. I'll call you when the time comes and ask you how to do it properly." But really, Teal, what's stopping us? What's stopping me? Can I just own it all? Can I have it all? I want it, quick. Somehow the topic of Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell sticks. I don't remember how they got in the mix of our existential meandering, but she says they are two people who don't care about pandering to norms. Like an informed expert, she states matter-of-factly, "They're not married because they still like to fuck each other, okay? It's not rocket science." Oh my gosh, Teal. Kurt Russell. In Big Trouble in Little China, you must see this, Teal. You must. It's like life, Teal. Paying the dues. Always having to prove some shit. They say, Jack, have you paid your dues? And he says to himself, all grumbly, checks in the mail. She wails with laughter and delight, screeching. I mean, come on. How do you not want to sit on his face? You can taste how cool he is, Teal. The check's in the fucking mail. She wails with satisfaction. Then she finds a distraction in some nearby animal behavior. The sound of her breathing gets greater. I talk about me and the stuff and the to-be's and not-to-be's. She says to me, I just want to tell you how truly, deeply, so deep in my spine and gut and human stuff, guts, even though it's gross, but that deep in there, I love you, Teal. Here's what I've appreciated about you my whole life, even when I knew without knowing that I knew you. It's like, you're nicer than me. I say, oh, come on. She says, no, Teal, really, real. Like, you explain to me what the Midwest is, because you're like, look, this is it. We, bring each other sugary stuff and hugs, and we, mean it. Just, arms open wide all the time. I'm going to put my heart on your heart. And I'm over here I'm from California. You bringing me sugar? I don't trust that. I don't know you. I saw you and how you are without any bullshit. Just the true you. And my fucking life changed, Teal. I was like, oh, she just cares about people. It's crazy because I sound all sweet when I talk. I've learned sweetness. But if I don't say anything, then they're all so intimidated. So then I try to talk and be a little Teal. Oh, hi, I have hugs and pie for you just because. But if I wore a midriff and some high heels and some booty shorts, I could just be I'm bad. I could sit by someone and just make them feel good because I was a bad bitch. But then I think about Beyonce sometimes wanting to just be left alone and sit in the grass and eat a corn dog. What have we done? We make people live on pedestals and they just want to eat corn dogs and they clog their drains too, just like us, and have aches and pains and whatever. They may be hot or clever, but they're people. We're all just people with all these various accessory packages that make us see each other differently. It's crazy. I actually learned to love my ego. I latched onto this popular idea that it doesn't serve me, I used to think okay, so I have to kill my ego, right? there will be this ego death and I'll be all good, right? I'll be balanced and on the right track. I think my ego is that bad bitch who's no, don't talk to them. You're better than them. She's my friend, She's you're gonna do your thing, bitch. It's funny though, do I even need to do anything if I just put on some heels and be 6'5"? Suddenly she's yelling out to let me get through this phone. I'm just hobbling along on this phone that's only a few years old and it's doing it to me on purpose. Okay, so suddenly she's yelling out to someone who gave her a compliment as she passes by, and she's like, I'm not going to tell you I love you because I don't want it to sound hollow, but here's a manifestation of love for you. Here's loving energy anyway, okay? It's for you. There you go. She comes back on the line. Oh, Teal, if I ever needed a soul connection, now is the moment. I'm floundering out here. Worse than floundering. Floundering would be cute. What I'm doing is not cute. She's so full of truth and so astute about it. We reach our roots through all the distance to wrap around each other. We uncover more in an hour than I can with most people in months. We feel past, present, and future all at once. We don't put up fronts, we tear them down. We reinvent words and sounds, and we protect all that we've found on this path, stashed as script material. We're serial deep feelers. We reveal more than the high-price healers could uncover in us. Our bejeweled crowns may rust, but we clean them with great love and wear them proudly. We don't see the point in expressing heart stuff if we don't do it loudly. We make every room we walk into more rowdy. She's always allowed me to display my array of selves fully. Others may try to bully us out of our fabulousness, but we don't stress that shit. there's enough to stress over. She's a field of four-leaf clovers in human form. She's the warm that gets my scared, chilled self out to spill brilliance bravely. She's saved me more than several times over. She's a decoder of confusing human lines. She's a wild, ferocious mind, and we're lucky that we're able to find each other. And we were lucky to be able to find each other just in time. We were lucky to be able to find each other just in time. Whew! Okay, better go now. Phone's on the fritz. Always on the fritz. But, hope you benefit from the poetry. God damn it!